Board met tonight to discuss several improvements. According to our news gathering partners at the Herald-Whig, the main topic of discussion was the effort made to improve baseball fields at Wavering Park. Darren Dodd of Q-Town Tournaments said the city and Park District are willing to commit $466,000 to the project. Dodd says in order to get the rest of the money, he will need to charge an admission fee to attend the games. The Park Board could not agree on the admission fee, though, and no action was taken on the request. And also tonight, the Park Board approved a kiosk holding paddle boards and kayaks that can be rented to use in the Quincy Bay. They also went into executive session where they selected Trent Lyons to fill the empty Park Board seat left by the resignation of Jeff Van Camp a little earlier this summer.